Hi, everybody. I'm Lorenzo Clark, and this is Vegas Nonstop with Jonathan Scott. Yeah! Jonathan Scott.
Hey, Jada. Hey, everybody. I'm Jonathan Scott. I'm going to scoot you down a little bit. And this is Vegas Nonstop.
Yes, Vegas
That's as loud as
Nonstop
I'm going
with
to
Jonathan
be.
Scott, and today we have our headliner from the showroom this week, the great Dana Daniels and Luigi.
Hey, how you doing?
Luigi's the bird.
Yes.
Dana want a cracker?
Exactly.
A lot of energy in this
and
room.
our great guest act we have this week, Mark Messina.
The lovely and charming
Hey, how you doing,
Mark Messina, a legend in his own mind.
What an honor to be here.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to hear Mark Messina because I've known Mark for a long time. I've never seen Mark perform.
Are you coming
And I
tonight?
knew, you told me early on when we first met that you were a stand-up, and I didn't believe you. Till now.
Here you go, man.
Until now.
Yeah,
Right
he's
on
coming.
this very stage in a couple hours.
So we are here at Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel.
That's right, on Sahara, across from the Sahara Hotel, 300 West Sahara, in between the Golden Steer Steakhouse and the world's largest gift shop, right here on Sahara in the heart of Las Vegas. And we have no parking fees, we have no resort fees, it's non-smoking, non-gaming, but big laughs, great food, and boy, the personalities, the fun we have here is second to none.
I'd say it's certainly one of the best comedy rooms in town. You've done a great job. And I want to find out a little bit about Lorenzo Clark this week.
Oh my God.
Because we never get to talk to you. We're always talking to the guests. But, you know, I know that you were at Carson. We were trying to help.
No, I was on the Merv Griffin show. I never
Mervin.
Yes, I was on Merv.
Mervin.
They used
For
to
you
introduce
kids
me.
at home.
They used to go, this guy was just on Merv. And I would say, no, I was on the Merv Griffin show. There's a differentiation. I was not on Merv.
And a shout out to our sponsor, Alien Tequila, an abduction in every bottle.
Yeah, we say it's out of this world.
Yeah, and if you're drinking enough tequila, your clothes will fall off.
Yes.
And Mark, are we going out? I know you went to the page. Is the signal going out?
It looks like he's going out, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, caring is sharing. So if you want to push the care button, and so you do magic, and let's talk about our guests this week. We've got Dana Daniels and Luigi.
Yeah.
Is this the first
I'm
Luigi
Dana
one?
Daniels, that's Luigi.
Is this the first Luigi?
Actually, he's the third.
I had a feeling that was going to be the end.
They don't last too long in this act.
Dana's had a long career.
I have.
That's right, yeah. No, Dana and I started when we were very young.
Yes.
Yes.
We became members of the Magic, or started performing at the Magic Castle at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
I like to start the show with a toast every week.
Okay.
So I like to use my girlfriend Melissa's toast, which is, may the only pain you feel in life be champagne.
Champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Slanjaguta, everybody.
So I hope you're going to have a great weekend. A lot going on in town. I've got a pool party going on in a couple hours over at the Silver Sevens Hotel Casino Flamingo in Paradise. Yeah, we've got DJ Andy Herrera, who does the Latin Music Week, and we're having Havana nights and cigars and dancing. And Tuesday night we have Julian Miranda, who's doing.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Julian is so good.
Yeah, and he's doing karaoke and DJing for us every Tuesday night out at the pool. And we've got a band called Hot Ice.
While we're talking about karaoke, we have here at the Ahern Hotel a lovely DJ Bella de Vegas. And she is here every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night. So she'll be here tonight in the Vita Bella Wine Bar.
So much going on here.
We do.
That I don't have notes, and this week I really would have needed notes because I know you have speed dating.
Yes.
And when I was younger, I used to do speed when I was on my dates.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I know you're doing that here.
You've
You've got speed dating going on, and mind reading, and magic, and
Yes.
dancing. You're still doing the swing dancing?
Yeah, we do swing dance Thursdays. So in the Vita Bella Wine Bar, just to let you know, we do close-up magic on Wednesday nights. That's expert sleight of hand close-up magic. I host the show, and there's always a guest magician. This next Wednesday, it'll be Rocco, the great Rocco, world champion magician. Rocco, expert sleight of hand artist and mentor to Shin Lim. Shin Lim came to us at the Magic Castle, and he said the reason that he does magic to music is because of Rocco. So Rocco is going to be performing Wednesday night in the Vita Bella Wine Bar, and then he'll be the feature act next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Andreas Fernandez.
Easy for you to say.
And then the week after that, he'll be the headliner. So then he'll come back.
Do you think Shin Lim keeps the cards in his hair?
Oh, is that what happens?
I don't know. I'm not a magician. But when I was a
keep
kid,
mine in there.
I used to get a new magic trick in Marshall Fields in Chicago. Every Christmas, my folks would take me down. I get a new magic trick every year. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a magic shop at Marshall Fields, which is now Macy's.
Yeah, I think it was Marshall Brodeen's shop. Or
Marshall Brodeen
Yeah.
was a TV magician who I think made more money on television selling magic kits.
TV
Yeah.
magic cards.
And TV magic cards, because magic's easy once you know the secret.
Everybody together now.
Well, let's find out a little bit about our guest. Dana, what can you tell us about your show, and what do you do with your friend here?
It's comedy, magic, mentalism. Luigi, the psychic parrot, and he will read the minds of people in the audience with humorous results. That's in a nutshell.
And that's damn accurate, because last night he read several people's minds. And people were blown away. They gave Dan a standing ovation at the end of the show.
Thank you.
And that was,
There were no chairs, but it was.
well, they were leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a little people's convention, so we didn't really know it. But
Midgets? You mean midgets?
Can we say midgets? Okay.
I can say anything I want.
Okay.
My dad we loved birds, and he had a parrot.
What kind?
It was an African parrot, so it was smaller than.
African gray?
I know it's green.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been called that. I don't know.
No, African grays are gray. So.
No, it was green, and it was a little smaller than. On Luigi's side, my father would teach it how to swear, and that was West Side Chicago guy, and the bird, somebody walking and up yours, it was just funny. And so this is the third Luigi.
Yeah.
And they all could read minds.
He's 9. Yes, yes. He's 9.5. The first one I had 28 years.
Wow.
This particular kind of bird, I always use spectacled Amazons. They live about 25 years. So, and then the second one I kind of had him at the same time as the first one. And he lived into his 20s also. So he's the
And does he talk?
new kid in the block. He does, but not. He does talk on stage. For one thing, I won't tip the bit.
Yeah, you got to see it. You got to come and see it. And that's
8
tonight,
o'clock, but he
tonight
does-
and tomorrow night is the 8 o'clock show. We open the showroom at 7 o'clock for our pre-show party. We have fun music playing. We have funny videos, and the food here is amazing. You know, we have Joel's Chop House, which is our 5-star steakhouse right here on the property.
Love Chef Joel.
And the food for the showroom comes out of the steakhouse. That's why I tell people, I go, it's high-end gourmet bar bites that are literally a third the price of this food that would be if you go to the Chop House, it would be 3 times as expensive. So come to the showroom early, eat dinner in the showroom, have a lot of fun. Show starts at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be Mark Messina, myself, Dana, Luigi, and the lovely Donnie will be here.
I thought Donna's going to be joining us.
She's doing her hair now.
Because I want her to be
yeah.
our weather. I want her to talk about the weather.
won't see her.
I think she could make the perfect weather girl. Last week I forgot to mention my own show that I'm doing with you here with the great Tony Moore. October 6th. Tickets are on sale now. Tony Moore was the original founding keyboard player for Iron Maiden. Woo. So Iron Maiden's going to be at like T-Mobile or one of the big places.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tony Moore here on a Sunday afternoon, matinee, 4 in the afternoon, October
the 6th,
Yeah, doing original music, kind of like they describe it as like when Pink Floyd and Genesis had a baby.
Wow, fun.
And they called it rock and roll.
Wow.
So it's going to be on this stage here in the A Stars Comedy Showroom.
Right. Well,
Right? I said that right?
It's the Ahern Live showroom where we do the A Stars
close.
Comedy Show. At one point, when we first started, we were calling it the Ahern Live Comedy Showroom. Now we're just calling it the Ahern Live Showroom, where we have the A Stars Comedy Show, or in the case of Tony Moore, it's a musical showroom. So the A Stars Musical Showroom.
So you can look it up, Tony Moore with Iron Maiden, and he's going to be here at Ahern on Sunday, October 6th. And there's a lot going on, as always, here in Vegas. Vegas nonstop. We call it that because there's so much going on.
That's right.
Raiders' first home game, Sunday.
Yes.
Playing the Panthers. I'm
That's very
taking the
exciting.
Raiders because the Panthers can't seem to win a game.
Yes. Well, we love the Raiders and Raider Nation.
Raider Nation, baby.
So yeah. But tomorrow, Saturday, the 21st.
What do you got?
We have right here on this property. And
That's just
yeah,
gonna be cool.
wrap your head around this.
What is it?
Wrap your head around this. Oktoberfest in September.
Yeah, I keep
Wow,
saying
okay,
it.
that's
It's
right.
it's $40 for all you can drink. It's
$40 for all you can
for
drink.
like hours.
Yeah, there's an amazing food buffet. Chef Joel is putting out some amazing Oktoberfest pretzels and homemade pretzels, etc.
Wow.
And we have DJ Eric Snow, who's coming in Lederhosen.
that's-
In Lederhosen. And he's going to be playing the best of the German Umpapa music, but also the best of the 80s, 90s, and who knows what.
Just don't look directly into the leader host. Don't stare directly into it. Trust me.
I'm still puzzled on how Oktoberfest wound up being in September.
Yeah, well, I think it
And
started
why
with-
is that Septemberfest?
Yeah. I think it started with the Hofbrauhaus here in town, which is out of Frankfurt, Germany. And I've been to the original, by the way.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's great. Because Oktoberfest is so popular, I think they do their keg tapping, what they call it, tapping the keg. It starts Oktoberfest, and they're doing that on Sunday the 22nd. So we're beaten to the punch, and we're doing a Oktoberfest
that's why.
on the 21st. Yeah.
Nothing beats tapping a good keg.
Hey, how did you hurt your arm?
I didn't hurt my arm.
Then why haven't you passed that tequila down here yet?
Let's talk about our friend Mark Messina. Mark, what can
This
people
is alien
expect?
tequila. This is
An abduction in every bottle.
That's
I got
right.
an empty
That's
glass
right.
over here.
It's out of this roll. We'll give you just a little sampling here of the old.
Mark, do you have a favorite toast?
Are you a Toastmaster?
Yeah, I think sourdough. Thank you, sir.
I like marble rye.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
That's what you can expect
He's
from
only
Mark
he's only
Messina.
doing a short show tonight.
Literally.
We're gonna have a shot of tequila.
What are you talking about? Talking about your family, or what are you talking about?
Slange.
Hey, this is my second time here on the show.
Cheers. Oh, and in honor of Oktoberfest, I'm Prosit. I'm Prost.
Prozac. A little bit of everything. I talk about growing up, being Italian, moving around, leaving New Jersey when we were 5, as a little kid with a thick accent and going out to Oregon, where we did not blend in. I don't talk about this in the show, but my mother used to tell the story when she would pick us up after school. This is in the 80s in Lake Oswego, Oregon. That means anything to you.
Nothing.
She was like, I'd be, like a quarter mile from the school, and all the kids are in front. That's all the heads. She goes, I can see you two from a quarter mile away because it's just all blonde hair and blue eyes, and then the 2 black hairs in the middle of the crowd. She's like, I always knew where you guys were after school. Talk about stuff like that. We get into a range of.
Was your family from Italy, from the old country?
You weren't a wire? That's a lot of questions, Jonathan. That's a lot of questions.
That's what a host does, right, Luigi? Ask questions.
So yeah, so my
It would be exciting if I didn't ask
Luigi's from
questions.
Italy because he has an Italian name. That's right.
Italian from Mexico.
That's
Luigi's deep witness protection program.
The witness protection.
Yeah, we're from Sicily and Naples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I found out that Naples, I always thought Naples was like a town or a city, but it's actually the Naples region.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Napoli.
Yeah. No, I
And the
love
Amalfi Coast is amazing. I'm sure you've cruised to the Amalfi Coast. It's you go to Positano, Ravello, the island of Capri. Capri is it's so beautiful. It's
Great.
just an amazing place to be.
I love the people, the food, the culture. And I just found out that it used to be 7 years, but if you live in Italy for 3 years, you get citizenship and you could say you're Italian.
Well, I actually third generation Americans can get an Italian passport, so it's on my to-do list, but I just haven't done it yet. But I can get an Italian passport.
Shout out to our friends at the Italian American Club.
Yes.
Some of the best lamb chops in Las Vegas.
Cinderella.
Chin-don, my friend, Chin-don. Well, that's good. So Mark's going to be here tonight and Saturday, and a surprise guest tomorrow night as well.
Yes, it'll be fun stuff. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I don't even know
Fun
about
stuff
it.
happening. Yeah.
Oktoberfest in September.
Yeah, you got it.
I love Chef Joel. I don't know. Have you guys had dinner?
Chef Joel is incredible. I tell everyone who comes to the show, come early and get the Wagyu sandwich. It's $18 for a Wagyu sandwich.
Yeah.
It is so good. I get it every single time I'm here.
Yeah.
It is so good.
It's as good as it
The
gets.
food is really
Yeah, I love the steak.
Steak sandwich off the chain in the showroom here at Oysters Rockefeller. Show me another comedy club
No.
in the world where you get Oysters Rockefeller in your comedy show.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We got.
One of these weeks we're going to have Chef Joel on.
Yeah, absolutely. They have handmade ravioli. You can order ravioli in the showroom because it's handmade. It's so beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it's good stuff. Right, Luigi? That's right.
Well, we were talking a little bit about Johnny Carson, and Danny, you were talking about Johnny Carson's hometown.
Right, Norfolk, Nebraska. They have a
Nebraska.
Johnny Carson Theater there. Once a year they have a big comedy festival. And one night of that comedy festival is Magic Night. And so I've performed there. I've done it before. And it's really great. They have like a little museum there. And I have a lot of family in Nebraska, so they all kind of came from different corners of Nebraska and came out and saw the show. It was fun.
And people don't know that Johnny Carson actually started as a magician.
Yes.
Right.
The great Carsoni.
Carsoni, something like that. Yeah.
Hey-o!
I didn't know that.
I did not know that. That is nonsense.
Lorenzo actually taught me. I never knew that there was the magic arts.
The magical arts.
The magical arts.
Yeah.
Like mental, you know, about being mentalist.
Mentalism is a magical art. Mentalism, hypnotism, mesmerism.
Those are all magical arts.
All part of it.
Ventriloquism, making an inanimate object come to life, or in this case, a real object come to life. Juggling, of course, is an allied art form of magic. sleight of hand, illusion.
Right.
Yes.
So, do you do magic tricks as well?
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of really good magic in the show, and a lot of audience participation and mentalism effects too, which will blow your socks off. And so it's a well-rounded show for its comedy and magic. So.
And Lorenzo and I have had this conversation before, but I guess you would fit into it, that stand-up comedians can act, but actors can't do stand-up comedy. And before the show, Lorenzo told me that you were on the Golden Girls? Or is he just making that up?
No, that was a little thing. I also am
You play a juggler.
I'm also a juggler. So I got booked on to do it was like a walk by on the Golden Girls a billion years ago. Still
making like over $1,000 a year from the reruns.
For the residuals of the Golden
It's
Girls.
on all the time,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like I hear people that say, "Oh, I did a show and I get a 2-cent check," you know, for the reruns. It's like that's not my. I guess because it airs so much, you know, I still get a sizable check. From it.
What was the episode?
Boy.
What was the theme? What was the story like?
Hal Linden was on it, and Dorothy and Hal go on, or whatever his character's name was. They go on a date and they go to like a Renaissance restaurant, and there's all these eccentric people that kind of work there. The waiter, you know, there's a musician. All he knows is the theme from Gilligan's Island. And,
Well, we all know that, don't we?
And then there was me as a juggler, and but a lot of the scenes got cut, so the only one you see me is walking by their table, and I'm juggling 2 balls in one hand, and I got the other ball, and I'm rolling it on my side of my face, and I'm kind of making it as I walk by. And that's it. You only see me on screen for like 3-4 seconds, and because the other scene got. They just took out the whole other scene that I was in.
And you didn't get to
the
talk?
show
You never
ran too long.
speaking?
No, never spoke. Yeah,
You still get $1,000 a year for?
something like that. Last year I think I got like $1,300 total. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like every quarter I get a check from SAG. You know.
Yeah, as you were a specialty act on the show,
Right.
And you probably got special payment for that. So,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, if you add it up over the 30 years or however long, it's been probably the best paid day I ever had.
And that's why they call those girls golden.
Yeah. I don't
Like
get
the
it.
color of our tequila.
No, you're on
Yeah,
other
it's
shows?
tequila.
Did you do any other shows besides Golden?
Oh yeah, I was on news radio.
Phil Hartman.
That was a good show.
With Phil Hartman, yeah, I worked with Phil Hartman and
Wasn't Joe Rogan on that show too?
Joe Rogan was there.
It was
Yeah.
quite a cast.
Yeah, oh, no, it was a great cast. It was great. I was a magician on that show. And then
I don't know.
Well, you mentioned Hal
I mean,
Linden.
I'll jump in here because
Yeah.
my dad was a Disney Imagineer, but Dana actually worked at the park
Yes.
as part of the Golden Horseshoe Review. He took over for Wally Bogue, right?
Yeah.
And so think about it, Wally
Bogue, Steve Martin, and Dana Daniels.
There you go.
There are your 3 right there.
Amazing.
yeah. In fact, I met Steve Martin. He came and saw. I was working in Santa Barbara. He lives out that way, and he was in the audience one of the shows I was doing out there. And afterwards, he came backstage and we chatted. And I mentioned, "Oh, I used to work at Disneyland too." And he was like, he lit up, and he was like, and I said, "Yeah, I see Bill Horseshoe, the Wally Wood thing." And he was like, "Oh, did you do this joke? Did you do that?" He knew all Wally's jokes. And then he wrote me a joke for my act. And I come tonight and you'll hear it.
Yes. Tonight
It-
or tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
You will
only-
hear Steve Martin joke.
It's kind of like a line that's used in context. It wouldn't be funny if I told it. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's funny in the context of what I'm doing.
And you mentioned Hal Linden, and actually
Yes.
I had Hal Linden on a talk show that I was doing in Chicago, and Barney Miller,
Yeah.
great cop,
Yeah.
kind
He
of a
was,
cop
he, was,
comedy
he, was,
show.
he was also in a short-lived series called Black's Magic,
Right.
where he played a magician.
Yeah.
Yes, this was after Barney Miller.
But I learned that he played the clarinet.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah, Hal Linden played the clarinet, and Barney Miller had a pretty good run.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
was on, Jack Sue was in it, and it was a great
That was a great
comedy show.
Did you watch the Emmys the other day?
I watched some of it, yeah. I didn't get to see all of it.
You know, there's a big controversy, if you will, on The Bear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, winning all the awards. And I don't know if you've seen the TV show or seen.
I haven't seen it.
It's about an Italian beef restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I can't watch it without my mouth like salivating, wanting an Italian beef sandwich. But it won for best comedy, and there's nothing funny in the show. There's nothing funny in The Bear at all.
I heard about that.
It's a drama,
Yeah.
and somehow it won like a bunch of
That's
awards.
wild.
Yeah.
And Gene Smart.
Very,
oh,
very dry comedy.
talking about actors
Yeah,
and
Gene
comedians.
Smart's doing great.
Gene
yeah.
Smart,
Awesome.
wonderful person.
Great show.
Yeah, hacks.
In Hacks, and Hannah, I think, was the sidekick on it.
Uh-huh.
And did you know her mom is Lorraine Newman?
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, from Saturday Night Live.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a little Hollywood history
Yeah,
going on with Hacks.
yeah.
And she's just, I met her with her now deceased husband, Richard. They used to do table readings in LA, and
Sure.
there was a group of actors that would all get together, and Peter Falk was part of the
Uh-huh.
John Cassavetes.
Am I bothering you?
I got one more question. Just one more.
question.
Just one more thing. One more question. Well, again,
My
that was
wife
another.
says that I take too much time doing that. So
You're saying about readings. It was so funny. I was working, headlining up the Improv in Irvine one time, and I got there early to do sound check, and there was this lady waiting outside the front doors. She says, "Excuse me, are you the guy at the Psychic Parrot?" And I go, "Yeah, I am." And
Oh,
then
it's a different guy.
And then she says, "Does he do readings?" And I go, "I'm sorry." He goes, "Does he do readings?" And I'm going, "It's a bird." And, it's just one of the lines I do in the show, And she goes, and I said, "It's a comedy act." I said, "It's not really psychic, okay? It's all a put on."
Yeah.
And she says, "I realize you have to say that. But I would really like a reading for him." And half of me was like thinking,
All right,
How much you want to pay?
"Go whisper in my ear, and I'll tell you what you want to know."
Now you just
But
pissed off Luigi.
I told her, "No."
You questioned his ability, and he turned his back on us.
And now he's going,
Yes,
how dare you?
He goes. I could have made
How
some
dare
extra
you.
dough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Another episode of Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do Golden Girls like Truth or Brown Sugar on Golden Girls.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be fun.
was B. Arthur really a man?
Wait a minute.
Well,
I knew King Arthur was.
actually, it was Ernest Borgnine.
And people don't know Ernest Borgnine was
It would be the
Italian.
McHale's Navy.
Yeah, big Italian. Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
McHale's Navy was
yeah,
another
and it was great in the Poseidon Adventure. Think about that. You went from being a PT boat commander to a guy on the
And then
cruise.
brings us
Something
back to
different.
magic. Also on the Kills Navy was
Carl
It's
Valentine.
a great. We've talked about Carl
Great
Valentine,
Valentine, yeah.
and his sister was a neighbor to my grandparents.
Oh, really?
So that's how I knew about the great Valentine, Carl Valentine,
Yeah.
who would give away the tricks.
Yeah.
In a very tasteful, funny way. He
Yeah.
would let you see, which I guess a lot of magicians like.
Our local Murray
like Murray?
got thrown out for doing, but now it's on YouTube or on.
Yeah, well, I think when we look,
You look at Carl Valentine's act, he wasn't actually exposing how tricks were
no,
done.
it's like the tricks went
He was
wrong. And they
making
weren't real
spoof the
tricks. Yeah.
You know, like reach his hand to the top hat would go all the way through the bottom of the table, and they come out with a feather duster. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was kind of doing the tricks the way people think the tricks are done, but it
Yeah.
wasn't actually how they do it.
Yes, but talk about that as when we're talking about stand-up comedians who can act, but actors can't do stand-up comedy. Carl Valentine was a great actor. He's certainly great in the Tales Navy. He was also in a lot of the Elvis movies. He's every time you see, like Elvis is a race car driver, and here's the lead mechanic, and it's Carl Valentine.
He was in Mr. Saturday Night.
Yeah, yes, it's a great
Yeah,
movie.
Billy
Billy
Crystal.
Crystal.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, Billy Crystal. Yeah, so Carl Valentine was a great actor and a stand-up comedy, and really one of the great comedy magicians.
Right.
So when we talk about great comedy magic, we talk about Martin the Magic Marvel.
I don't know
This
that. You
is
got me on
Steve- this
that
is
one.
Steve Martin.
Oh.
Steve Martin, 1974. I remember because my sister and I were finally old enough to stay in the hotel room by ourselves. We were right there at the Sahara Hotel, and I remember seeing looking out the window and seeing the top of the Sahara with what the temperature was, like 111 degrees or whatever. And this is 1974, and on the Tonight Show that night, we stayed up and watched the Tonight Show, and here was Steve Martin doing a comedy magic act, Martin the Magic Marvel. And at the end, he produced a bouncing baby bunny, and he'd pull out the pan, and inside would be a bunny, and then he'd go like this, and it would bounce like the ball.
I never heard of that.
Yes. So
Wow.
Martin the Magic Marvel, Google it.
Yeah.
The other thing we've talked about is what in vaudeville they would call flash acts.
Yes.
Like I found out Professor Irwin Corey.
Oh, yeah.
He lived to be about 100,
Yeah.
and he was still performing like all the way till the end.
Right.
Professor Irwin Corey would come out with a string bow tie and just make mistakes.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Funny actor. Yeah, maybe Dana recalls because being a juggler as well. A lot of great flash act jugglers.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
you want to mention them?
well, if you want to.
Anthony got it.
Anthony got us right. Yeah,
I mean that's all the music and just flawless and all that. And I remember I was working out here doing a corporate event. The Lady Luck, I think it was, and he was performing the evening shows. And
he was there during the day. His dad had a stopwatch, and his dad's making him just run through all this stuff, juggling 13 balls up in the air.
Yeah,
Whatever,
his dad was the Earl Woods of
and his dad was ruthless on him. You
Yeah.
could just tell he wanted to go and stop and go to the movies.
Yeah.
Like he was so bored. He just looked so bored.
He was like a machine. He was
And he eventually
great actor.
he stopped doing it. 'Cause, I mean,
Because his dad was feeding him.
no, he was working so much. I mean, he started when he was like 13. He's working showrooms, and then he was already probably a millionaire by the time he was in his 20s, and he just got so tired of it. He quit and started a landscaping business. I heard.
Well, there you go.
So did Murray.
So you could be
Hey,
going.
there's
Hey,
a theme here.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, talk about one of the greatest juggler acts.
Who mows your lawn? Well, Anthony Gove.
And he juggles the lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you ever got back into it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out. But one of the great jugglers of all time is Chris Cremo. Okay, Chris Cremo was in the Lido di Paris when Siegfried Roy were in the Lido di Paris, and then he was also in the Lido di Paris thereafter. When Bobby Veracini was in there. Talking about great acts.
Was he with the Monkeys?
Yes, yes.
Chips.
Yeah, every which way but loose. All the
Bobby
train, all the
Veracini
train,
and the
orangutans,
Monkeys.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just amazing stuff. But Chris Cremo is such a great actor.
Oh.
And he's pushing 80 now. But he was here recently performing on the stage here at the Ahern Live Showroom with Paul Stone and his proper British variety show that we had here. And
I know Paul because I'm friends with Ben.
Yeah.
His
so
son
there you go.
Ben Stone and
Yeah.
Jasmine Trias. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to all those guys.
Ben. So yeah, and they started in magic.
Yeah, so Paul had the 50th anniversary of his producing, and he had a pub British variety show starring Jeff Hobson, our friend out there in the desert, and he brought out Chris Cremo.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, this guy was so great, and he still was great. He was.
The only juggler I know here in town is Jeff Sabilico.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and I got to mention Charlie Fry.
Yeah, Charlie Fry's
Charlie
great.
Fry's one of the- I mean, he's like a classic vaudevillian juggler. Started out in Ringling Brothers as a clown, but not only is he a fantastic, amazing juggler.
He's funny, but he's also a great magician.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
unbelievable.
he combines the two skills
Yeah.
flawlessly. It's really great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Charlie.
So yeah, I got a chance to work with him in the Illusionist show, and felt very lucky.
Yeah, and Lorenzo was telling me about the Illusions, and I know David from the Masters of Illusion as well. And Lorenzo said, I think you're in that TV show.
TV show.
Oh yeah, he did Masters of Illusion
Yeah,
a few times.
but he's talking about the Illusionist show on Broadway.
The Illusionist.
And I think Dana was in the 1903 version.
Yeah, it was called Nights. It was called.
You never looked that old.
I know. Well, I work out. It was called The Illusionist 1903, and then they changed it, the name of it halfway through the run to The Illusionist Turn of the Century, and we toured the Middle East. We started out in Dubai, we went to Abu Dhabi, Qatar, in Doha. We were the first magic show to ever appear in the country of Qatar, and then we went to Australia and toured there, and then we went to Broadway.
Woo.
And it was a great.
What a run.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great run.
And so the premise of the show.
Oh yeah, we also did Akron, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
You almost
Yeah.
forgot.
Played Akron.
Yeah, you got a show for the finances. Yeah. So the show itself was what a vaudeville show would be like in 1903. Is that the term?
Yeah, it was perfect because we were at the Palace Theater when we did Broadway. Was where vaudeville was born. That's when it's opened in the early 1900s, late 1800s. Jimmy Durante opened and hosted.
For you
the show.
kids at home,
Yeah.
Jimmy
You know what
Durant
I'm
is
saying?
a great schnozola.
Yeah.
I got $1 million of them. Stop the music.
The Marx Brothers worked there. Houdini
Well,
worked
that's
there.
somebody saying
and,
that one day.
it was.
They don't wait to get the bike.
So it was a great, incredible venue to perform at, and it was more of a magic show than a variety show.
Yeah.
We had Charlie in the show, and we had Kaylin and Ginger. We had Rick Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Tiger.
right.
Was there comments with
Right. Jonathan Goodwin, the escape artist. Jonathan Goodwin, and
Boy, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but that's
so
that's
it was a
amazing.
great,
Yeah. And
great
the
show.
Illusionist brand itself has had many generations of different shows.
Yeah.
and
There was a
even-
movie also called
Yeah,
The Illusionist.
TBS television special, CBS television special, and
Yeah, we also had like a lot. We were the only illusion show I think had a band. We had a live band.
Wow,
And
that's
so,
cool.
and the costuming and the sets were amazing. I had like a straw hat and this old long coat,
like a boater,
and
like
a
a boater
fake
hat.
mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
that's cool.
Well, and, the guys were wearing derbies and stuff like that. So that was great. So fun, beautiful sets, beautiful costuming. And,
There's a couple novelty acts that I think would fall into. One is the spinning plates.
Oh yeah.
There's like a dozen, and the guy's got to keep them all spinning at the same time.
Yeah,
I think
Carl Carlson was the
original guy we think of from the Sullivan days.
And then there's the blocks. We got
clairvoyants were also.
Oh, the Clairvoyants. Yeah, they won AGT. They
Yeah.
were one finalists.
I think they're finalists, but
Yeah.
they really launched their career.
Yeah.
They're touring everywhere.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Working big
Shout out
bands.
to the Clairvoyants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but
Anomalies pregnant.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
we know how that trick works.
You heard it here first. No one knew that, but apparently Luigi told Dave.
Yeah, Luigi told me that.
Whispered in your ear, Polly want a cracker, and that was the beginning of a career.
Well, I want a cracker.
You went to guitar, did Luigi come with it?
Oh no, but I didn't use Luigi in the show.
It was 1903. Luigi was.
I'm just
born.
wondering, like, can you take Bert on a trip that long? Is
No,
that
I
like-
had.
How would that work?
I'm used. Cause I also do the act with a dove,
Psychic
a
Dove.
psychic dove named Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Yeah, yes.
Dwayne the Psychic
So
Dove.
I didn't take Dwayne on the road because we went to so many different countries it would be impossible.
Right.
So Dwayne, so I do have a dove named Dwayne, and I keep him in Maui because I used to have a regular show in Maui for 20 years. So,
But I told the producers, I said, we can get a dove anywhere. I said, there's magicians all over the world, and
They all
all we
have
have to do
doves.
is just contact a magician in
Sure.
Dubai. Can we borrow a dove? And
That's when they call it
and we'll
borrow.
give you a few. Hey, we'll give you a couple free tickets. And they were like, seriously? I said, trust me, it'll work. And I've done it.
Wow.
And every town I was like, I got a new dove. I met some magicians, and
That's wild.
And I just worked with them a little bit to make sure they're not going to fly off the perch. And
Yeah.
all I need is a bird to sit there and do nothing.
Luigi seems to have mastered that.
And look at him. This took a lot of
He
training.
does as good as it gets.
Yeah.
He turned his back on us a couple of times.
Yes.
He looks kind of quizzical, like
Yeah.
what's going on, you guys?
He doesn't know what's going on right now. He goes, oh great, another podcast.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about on the Golden Girls? I'm kind of mesmerized by that.
Well, Betty White. I mean, talk about animals.
And certainly Betty White was a big supporter of Actors and Others for Animals, and used to have luncheons at the Magic Castle with Irene Larson, who was Princess Irene, the matriarch of the Magic Castle. And so we met so many of the great stars, at the Magic Castle because of Betty White. She was truly one of the greats, just a legend, and a great person to meet and hang out with, and she loved animals.
she was, when I was on the set, she was the only one her and Estelle Getty were very open, and I had long conversations with them. The Arthur, it was like when scenes were done, she was off the trailer, whatever. And
Rue McClanahan?
I never saw her. I didn't have any scenes with her.
And who else was? Oh, well, yeah, Hal Linden. I tried to talk with him.
Yeah.
Because he just finished Black's Magic. I think was canceled by that time.
Yeah,
And
he and Harry Morgan played yes, of MASH fame. Yes.
Harry Morgan.
So
So
of Dragnet fame also. Yeah.
Dragnet, yeah.
So he played the sidekick to Hal Linden in this TV show Black's Magic that I think Harry Blackstone Jr. was the creative consultant on.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him about magic and stuff like that, and our dressing rooms were next to each other, and I'm walking back, and I said, no, I knew you did Black's Magic, I'm a magician too, and he was like, it was just an acting job, and then he walked away from me, and I went, okay.
I don't want to get into your magic geekdom.
Doesn't care about the magic, it was just a gig, I get it.
I was doing a low-power TV station show in Chicago, And he walked in with his publicist, and we were doing it out of an apartment building in Chicago, and it was really low power. It was good for like 15 miles. You know, that was low power TVs was kind of a thing for a little while. And he looks at his publicist and says, "You actually booked me on this show?"
That's much the way Luigi's feeling.
and he really was a great clarinet player that nobody knew. And his show, he called his show as, and then I did this, and then I did this. And that was his whole stage show, was talking about his entire career. And most of his popularity was from doing party movers. It was great, great guy.
Mojo Poets.
Mojo.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Abe Vigoda.
Abe Vigoda was in Godfather.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, absolutely was.
Yeah, Fish.
Didn't he, wasn't he the guy they took out in the canoe and popped? Was it Abe Vigoda?
No.
No, that was Fredo.
Yeah, Fredo.
Yeah, who played Fredo?
I know it was you.
Who played
I
Fredo?
know it was you, Fredo.
Fredo.
Forget about it.
I'm smart, Mikey. I'm smart.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You're my baby brother. I got flipped over.
Yeah.
Great scene in the movie. Have you ever seen The Offer?
On Paramount?
No.
The Offer is the making of The Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
It's an episodic.
Oh, yeah.
And the casting
That was
is
a great show.
Just great in it.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of The Godfather, and you know who isn't, it's a great example of taking a movie that was a classic movie and breaking it apart and showing how the thing came to be.
Yeah.
Albert Ruddy is portrayed in the movie as, and he started. What was it? We talked about this. That Albert Ruddy, his first TV show, not MASH, but Hogan's Heroes. Your favorite. And it was Albert Ruddy produced Hogan's Heroes and parlayed that into The Godfather.
Yeah. Well, cool.
And that was, and he didn't produce Godfather 2. He didn't want to do the sequel.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a little Godfather story.
Yeah, well, there was a period in time, I mean probably prior to the Godfather itself, where the idea was if you made a great movie, you don't make a sequel because that's you're cheapening the brand, okay? And certainly there were a lot of examples of that over the years. But I think that Godfather really set the bar, and a lot of other movies have risen to that level.
If you want to save some money, don't go see Beetlejuice. Don't go see the sequel to
Right, the
Beetlejuice.
new ones.
Horrible. Horrible.
So you went and saw it.
We went and saw it. It was just horrible.
Everybody says that, yeah.
I mean, Michael Keaton doesn't come on until like an hour into the movie.
Are you still going to movies regularly?
No.
Well, what's the last good movie you've seen in the theater?
In the movies? I don't remember.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of been crap for a while.
Yeah.
And I used to go like all the time.
I saw Reagan.
Oh, that's on my list
Was
to
that
see.
recent?
Everyone
Really?
says that's
I just saw it recently. It was amazing.
Does it talk about him?
There you go.
Talk about being president of the Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah. He takes him through his whole life. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you write thumbs up? Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Everyone says that's great.
It was better than I expected.
Dutch. Yeah,
What else? Yeah, I'm curious if there's stuff I missed.
I don't know. I mean, we've got 500 channels, and I can't find anything to watch. So I go to Tubi. I don't know if you found Tubi yet, which is a free channel.
Yes.
And last night I watched a Betty Davis movie from like 1941.
Wow.
Yeah, Mrs. Livington or something like that. It was just really a great movie. Betty Davis was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but again, you get to your point about sequels.
They asked Betty Davis, what's the best way to get to Hollywood? And she said, take Fountain.
yeah. Probably on the Johnny Carson.
What was the deal with her eyes? Why did they make a song about her eyes? Like,
Big eyes.
just big eyes?
Well, if you watch this movie, Mrs. Carson, you'll see she had huge eyes. Yeah, she had great eyes, and she was beautiful.
Like the eyes on the alien
Tequila. Alien Tequila. It's out of this world.
It's an
That
abduction.
tequila is incredible.
Did you ever see
Like, it's
the
really good.
clip
It's
of
really good. Tell it again.
The alien tequila is my first time having it. It's honestly incredible. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
drinking it. It's so
I-
good.
it's
When it hits your lips,
Yeah.
It's single batch tequila, yeah.
it's really.
I think that's
Yeah, this is the
yeah.
extra añejo. It's got a very caramel
Yeah, that's it.
taste to it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Dana, you were
No,
saying?
this is the official tequila of the Ahern Hotel. Alien tequila.
And the sponsor of Vegas NonStop.
Yes. VegasNonStop with Jonathan Scott.
An abduction in every show. You're talking about Betty Davis?
Well,
Or?
Betty Davis was on the Tonight Show, Johnny Carson. It's the clip, I just remember this scene recently, and Martin Short comes out.
And he does a bunch of impressions. So he comes out and he starts talking like Betty Davis.
Yeah.
When she's sitting right next to him, he's doing all this stuff, and then he segues and he's doing all these other impressions, and then Betty Davis says, "Do you do me?"
She never realized that was what he was doing.
I think she takes a deep drag.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, you know, and back to Tubi. I mean, they have almost every Humphrey Bogart movie on Tubi. Very commercial with a few commercials.
Speaking of Bogart, we have a fifth generation offspring of Humphrey Bogart. I think he's a nephew or cousin, and that's Ryder B. We got coming up here October 18th.
Oh, the kid.
Downstairs, yes. He's
And
a
the
rock,
Skeletons.
Yes, he's a rock and roll prodigy. He's a student of James Cameron. He goes to James Cameron School in Malibu, and he is being basically mentored by Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and he is already playing the Roxy, the Rainbow, the Troubadour on the Sunset Strip. He's known on the Sunset Strip. He's got his own booth
And he's 10 years old.
and he's not even 10 yet. He's not even 9 yet. He's 9 in November. Yeah,
amazing.
and he's got an AT&T commercial playing, and he's a sensation on TikTok, and he was just on the Kelly Clarkson show. And we have him here at the Ahern Hotel. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Ryder B and the Skeletons, October
That's
18th,
amazing.
downstairs on the big stage. For
Shout out to my friend Stephen Bogart, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall's son, in Naples, Florida, not Italy.
Okay.
And I was able to, went to Stephen Bogart's wedding, and I got to go into Lauren Bacall and Betty's
Cooperative at the Dakota.
Yeah.
Which is kind of creepy because that's where John Lennon was actually
Yeah.
shot, right in front, and you kind of feel that vibe if you're like a Beatles fan like I am.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. The people that Yoko Ono has 4 units still at the Dakota, and you really get that vibe of what who's lived at the Dakota in New York.
Yeah.
New York is just so special.
Yeah.
And it's so much different. But I don't know, what's your favorite Bogart movie?
African Queen.
Oh yeah.
More than Casablanca?
Well, Casablanca is obviously, the quintessential Bogart movie. Play the game show.
Maltese
Beautiful
Falcon.
relationship. Yeah. The Maltese Falcon is
Yeah.
great.
But
Yeah.
that me was the first one I ever saw.
Yeah, that's it. That's
And it was
great,
on
so-
TV all the time.
Yeah, when we were
Him
kids.
and Hepburn, it was just
Yeah.
like, so I used to love.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Catherine Hepburn.
Another generation.
Mark, got a favorite Bogart movie?
Dude, I'm feeling.
You're too
I
young.
feel like I gotta pull out the chunk in my set that I talked about feeling old because I feel young as fuck right now. You guys have made me like restore my youth.
Yeah, I say for you kids at home, but you know who Humphrey Bogart is.
I do, and I know some of those movies and the shows you're talking about. I know like some of the people, but you're saying stuff that I don't know. But somehow I know the theme song to every show that you guys keep mentioning.
Yeah.
Like, my brain is weird because it was on when I was a kid, so I remember the theme song. But
Which
some
one?
of these actors,
Which one do you remember?
was any and every
Golden
show?
Girls?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you for being a friend. Traveled up and back the road again. Your heart is pure. You're a pal and a confidant.
Pretty good.
I was on the show. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Hogan's Heroes.
You know that the set for Hogan's Heroes was right next to Mayberry.
No way.
And Gomer Pyle. It was like sandwiched right between two.
Okay.
On this lot in
That's
Culver
so
City,
wild.
which is now a residential area.
Yeah.
Of course it happened.
That's wild.
That's another
Did you
we
know
haven't
that?
done.
A
We
little bit
haven't
of
done.
Hollywood trivia there.
Yeah, we haven't done Gomer Pyle on Truth or Brown Sugar yet.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Golly, Sergeant Carter.
Wait, do you know the lyrics for the theme song for MASH? You know it has lyrics.
Suicide is painless.
Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. Da, 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 da.
You know, the theme to the Johnny Carson The Tonight Show has lyrics.
Really?
Yes, Paul Anka wrote the theme for The Tonight Show, and Johnny wrote the lyrics, although no one's ever heard them.
What?
But he did that, so Johnny Carson got paid every night when they got paid.
Really?
Oh,
that's
Because even though they don't
Because the
sing
credits
it,
are connected to the rights.
because that's
That's
the only reason he did it.
brilliant.
You know, it was
Wow.
probably just, it's a Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
It's a-
Yeah, it doesn't have to be good. No one's gonna hear it.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I wonder if that's what the DJs are so popular now. You think they got a bunch of lyrics that they're just not playing?
Oh, sure. That's not a lot. The theme from Star Trek has lyrics.
Really?
Yeah.
Space. The Final Frontier.
Not
These
that
are
part,
the
the actual-
voyagers of the Starship Enterprise.
We haven't talked about Steve Allen at all.
Oh, Steve Allen, yeah.
The original. Is he the original host?
I think
First
Jack
host of
Parr.
Generation?
I think Jack
Jack
Parr
Parr
was
was
the original
first.
host of the Tonight Show, and then Steve Allen had it for a year and gave it up.
Was it only a year?
Like,
No, I think it was more than a year.
I think no, I'm pretty
I
sure.
know Steve Allen wrote like more than 1,000 songs,
Okay.
and was married to Jane Meadows. who
Yes.
was-
Yes. They used to come to the Magic Castle frequently.
They did, yeah.
And they always wore the same outfit.
I worked
They were,
with
it was later in
He
life.
was in
Right,
the
right,
mess.
right. It was later in life. They were old people by this point, and I used to marvel because he would always wear this blue and white checkered jacket, and she always had this kind of red dress, and I guess that was their going out formal wear.
I worked with both of them. I was a juggler in Irwin Allen's Alice in Wonderland movie. You know, guy who made disaster films made an Alice in Wonderland movie. We shot the MGM lot. I was on set for about 2 weeks, and Jane Meadows played the Queen of Hearts, and I was like her Porchester. You know, and then Steve was, I forget what he played, but he also wrote
Benny
all,
Goodman.
Yeah. He
He
wrote all
Cheshire Cat.
he wrote all the music for this movie.
Oh,
And
wow.
so he's a big Magic fan and juggling and all that, so we chatted a lot. And I remember we're talking, and Jane is up there rehearsing, and she says, Steve, does it look better if I walk down this way? And we're talking, he never looks at her, he just says, yeah, that's great, Jane. And then we just continue talking.
Stage direction.
Yeah.
I met Steve Allen.
That looks great, Hank.
I met Steve Allen in Chicago, and he spent a lot of time in Chicago with Phyllis Diller.
Oh, wow.
And I was mesmerized by Steve Allen. And I said, Mr. Allen, if I had the talent you had in your little finger, I'd be thrilled. I'd be happy. And he said that Louis Nye said to him, Steve Marino, if I had the talent you had in your little finger, I'd be your middle finger.
What movies was Phyllis Diller in? Was she in like those movies with like the Mad Mad World, all those kind of movies?
I don't
Was
think
in
she
any of
was
those?
in. But I did talk to Sandy Hackett this week.
Yes,
But
yes.
Buddy Hackett was in Man.
Yes, he was.
No, I don't think Phyllis Diller. She may have made a
What was she
cameo.
in that I wouldn't know from when I was little?
Well, certainly she made a lot of TV appearances on every
Well,
show possible, from Laughing to Hollywood Palace to.
There was a stop motion figure of her in that Halloween.
I think remember we were kids, it was called Mad Monster Party or something like that.
Okay.
Boris Karloff and
All right.
all that. It was like Mad Monster Island. Yeah. And Phyllis Diller was one of the characters, as herself, I think.
Yeah.
Very
fun.
funny.
But
But
she's
she's
always
fine.
played herself. I don't think she's
I was
ever
on
had a
Michigan
straight
Avenue with her in
acting role.
Chicago, and it was the winter, and I had to hold her down. She was holding on to her wig, and the wind was blowing so hard. I'm holding on to her, she's holding on to her wig. She was just a doll. I had dinner with her a couple times too with my friend Carol Connors. We have to mention my friend Jackie, the Joke Man Martling, is going to be here.
Yes, Jackie the Joke Man's coming.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tickets for all the shows at Ahern are available on Eventbrite, along with tickets for Tony Moore. Dana Daniels and Luigi here tonight. Mark Messina here tonight at Ahern Comedy Showroom.
For the A-Stars Comedy Show, we present the best of TV stand-up, magic, and variety. And you can't have anything more variety than a psychic parent.
That's right. It's even in 3D.
Yo!
Coming right at you.
If you've got questions, drop me a note at news1lasvegas@gmail.com. That's news, the number one, not spelled out, news1lasvegas@gmail.com. I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Luigi. And have great shows tonight. And keep drinking alien tequila. Jonathan Scott, say, hey, eat well and party hard, my friends.
Thanks
for
out,
tuning in.
everybody. We'll see you at the Ahern Hotel on Sahara, across from the Sahara Hotel.